On a sweltering day, Master Sergeant John Kinley, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, and his team are manning a checkpoint. Their translator, Hadi, works alongside a soldier nicknamed Jizzy, questioning drivers about the contents of their vehicles. One driver becomes visibly agitated by the interrogation, drawing the attention of two other team members, Tom Cat and JJ. Sensing trouble, Kinley instructs Hadi and Jizzy to search the truck while Chow Chow and Jack Jack take their positions. The driver, now drenched in sweat, suddenly bolts away. Kinley anticipates what's coming next. A bomb explodes. In the aftermath, Kinley and his team grieve the loss of Jizzy and Hadi. Kinley is tasked with selecting a new translator. Based on strong recommendations, he chooses Ahmed, played by Dar Salim, who is described as intelligent, reserved, and determined. Kinley expects no issues with him. The team then embarks on a mission to locate IEDs. The following day, the team patrols the streets and arrives at a building at the end of the road. Ahmed recognizes the building and warns that they'll need additional support to find what they're searching for. Despite this, Kinley pushes forward. A thin man reluctantly opens the door and allows the team inside. The building turns out to be a hookah lounge, filled with unconscious bodies and scattered hookah tubes. Kinley, feeling defeated, slumps into a nearby chair. On another mission, the team ventures deep into the desert after receiving intelligence that the Taliban is manufacturing IEDs in the area. A second translator suggests taking a back road, as the shorter route is impassable due to recent heavy rains. Kinley agrees, and the team sets off. Along the way, Ahmed urges Kinley to reconsider their approach. Kinley halts the vehicles and orders two men to scout the area from a nearby ridge, while another contacts aerial surveillance. The ridge appears clear, with no signs of an ambush. Kinley turns to confront Ahmed, only to find him pinning the second translator to the ground with a gun to his neck. Kinley aims his weapon and commands Ahmed to stand down. Ahmed refuses until the second translator admits that the Taliban has taken his family hostage. Aerial surveillance confirms that Kinley's team was moments away from walking into a deadly ambush. Back at the base, Kinley learns that Ahmed volunteered to assist the US military after the Taliban killed his son. This revelation gives Kinley a new understanding of Ahmed, but he sternly warns him never to disobey orders again. Kinley expresses his frustration to his superior, Colonel Vokes, played by Johnny Lee Miller. While Vokes can't officially authorize Kinley's desire to operate outside standard protocols, he doesn't explicitly stop him either. Sergeant O'Brady, Alexander Ludwig, overhears the conversation and provides Kinley with a crucial lead: a name. The team tracks down the individual, who turns out to be a drug dealer. Ahmed, the translator, doesn't translate word for word, but instead engages the man in a conversation. Ahmed offers him money, but the dealer remains uncooperative, even threatening Ahmed's family and vowing to kill them in front of him. Ahmed studies the man carefully and throws him another stack of cash. Kinley is uneasy with this approach, but Ahmed eventually persuades the dealer to cooperate. John and his team eventually discover a significant IED factory located in a mining area, which they swiftly seize and prepare to demolish. However, just as they arrive, enemy reinforcements are called in, leading to immediate resistance and a fierce, deadly firefight. Despite being highly trained soldiers equipped with substantial firepower, John and his team are overwhelmed by the sheer number of Taliban fighters flooding into the area. The confrontation results in devastating losses, with members of John's team being taken down one by one until only he and Ahmed are left. Miraculously, John and Ahmed manage to escape with their lives, but they are now forced to flee as the Taliban relentlessly pursue them. They demand a ride, with one sitting in the cab with Ahmed and the other two climbing into the back. Kinley remains hidden under blankets and rugs, which Ahmed claims are part of his trade. They must avoid drawing any suspicion to maintain their cover. Ahmed tends to Kinley's injuries, but it's only a temporary solution. They move to another location, where Ahmed trades the pickup truck for medical supplies, food, and a two-wheeled cart. Ahmed struggles to push Kinley up the mountainous terrain in the cart, facing an exhausting and grueling challenge. He uses light blankets to shield Kinley from the scorching sun. Throughout the journey, Kinley drifts in and out of consciousness. At night, Kinley wakes in severe pain, and Ahmed does his best to comfort him. The next day, Ahmed reaches a vantage point on the mountaintop where he can see the base a few miles away. At a small outdoor shop, Ahmed stops to buy water. However, several Taliban trucks arrive and notice him. One man begins inspecting the cart and uncovers Kinley under the blankets. Ahmed acts quickly, taking down the Taliban fighters. Moments later, U.S. forces arrive. Exhausted, Ahmed is ordered to raise his hands. They handcuff him and force him to the ground. He explains that Kinley is in the cart, and a soldier is shocked to find Kinley still alive. Kinley wakes up in a hospital, drifting in and out of consciousness. The next thing he knows, he's back home in Santa Clarita, California, grilling steaks for his wife and children. Despite being home, there's a hollow emptiness in his eyes. He learns that Ahmed and his family were forced to go into hiding and still haven't received their visas. Kinley reaches out to everyone he can think of for help, but his efforts lead nowhere. Kinley makes countless calls, only to be placed on hold repeatedly. He finds himself explaining his situation over and over again. After being stuck on hold for 3 hours, he turns to drinking, and his family begins to notice. He's informed that before a visa can be issued, a background check must be completed. Frustrated, Kinley questions what kind of background check is necessary for a 3-month-old baby. Meanwhile, in Afghanistan, Ahmed is with his wife and their 3-month-old baby when he receives a call warning him that the Taliban knows their location. An informant advises them to escape through the back door. As they prepare to leave, Ahmed notices a man outside. Ahmed hides behind the door. When the intruder enters, Ahmed kills him from behind. The family escapes through the back, just as the Taliban break down the front door. Outside, Ahmed blends into the crowd, and the small family quickly joins another family's dinner table, pretending to be part of the group. Once the streets are clear, Ahmed and his family climb into the back of a truck and manage to escape safely. Back home, Kinley is presented with another option, hiring private contractors. His wife even offers to take out a second mortgage on their house to cover the costs. Kinley confronts Colonel Vokes, demanding that the visas be ready when needed. Vokes warns him about the Taliban's bounty on his head, but Kinley is determined to see this through, believing it's the only way he'll find peace. Kinley bids farewell to his family and returns to Afghanistan under the alias Ron K. He meets with the head of the operation, only to learn that plans have changed. A UN official's arrival has delayed Ron's mission, but Kinley refuses to wait. He insists on evacuating Ahmed and his family that day, as originally planned. Choosing to proceed alone, Kinley is provided with a truck and equipment. A meeting is arranged with Ahmed's brother, who operates without Taliban interference because he supplies them with heroin. The brother assigns a driver to take Kinley to Ahmed's location. During the journey, a checkpoint worker forces the driver to open the back of the truck, where Kinley is hiding. When the worker gets too close, Kinley has no choice but to kill him. Kinley and the driver dispose of the body by the riverbank. Unbeknownst to them, a Taliban spy witnesses the scene, takes a photo of Kinley, and alerts his boss. Recognizing Kinley, the Taliban leader sends reinforcements and orders the spy to track him, demanding Kinley be captured dead or alive. Meanwhile, Ahmed is working on a pickup truck while his wife tends to their baby at a nearby picnic table. A few civilians are scattered around. Ahmed hears a familiar voice and spots Kinley disguised in eyeglasses and a hijab. Kinley has their visas. They quickly load into the back of the driver's truck. The driver soon realizes they're being followed, and Kinley calls for backup. The private contractors dispatch reinforcements. Back at the operations headquarters, the computer technician finishes running a background check on Ron K. and discovers his true identity. John Kinley, the head of operations, regrets prioritizing the UN official and requests an Angel, a heavily armed aircraft, to support Kinley's location. The Taliban send additional forces to Kinley's location. Kinley and Ahmed open fire on the nearest vehicle, causing it to crash and block the path of the truck behind it. As they reach a tunnel, they are forced to abandon their truck. Kinley positions the truck to block the tunnel entrance, buying them time, and plants a grenade that detonates just as the Taliban arrive. Ahmed and Kinley move to the other side of the tunnel. Secured on this side of the dam, The driver fires at the Taliban across the canyon. Roughly a quarter-mile away, the Taliban return fire, and Ahmed and Kinley engage in a fierce exchange. Ahmed's wife shelters their baby inside a shed on the dam. Kinley runs out of ammunition, and the driver is shot. Ahmed uses the last of his pistol rounds. Just as the Taliban begin advancing toward Kinley, the Angel aircraft arrives, its powerful guns eliminating every Taliban fighter. Kinley and Ahmed's family are evacuated by helicopter and later board a military transport plane back to the U.S. Kinley and Ahmed share a look of mutual respect.